it's Robin, RS Island Crafts, and welcome to my studio. Miss Mocha is here to help me unbox my new iron. Now I know we recently had an iron unboxing video. That was my in-between iron. I'm going to be using that Black & Decker iron mostly as a craft iron for doing those dirty projects like fusibles and stuff like that. I'll use it as a no water, heat only type of an iron. I'll add a link down below in the description box to that video. But this is the iron that I've been waiting for. I was thinking about the Oliso iron. I've been checking reviews and watching videos and seeing people use them, and trying to decide for about a year now whether or not this was going to be the iron for me. We have talked many times about how you need to use the best tools you can, whether that you can afford them or they're available to you for whatever type of project you're doing, whether you're building a house, you're tuning up the engine in your car, or you're quilting. We all differ on irons and sewing machines and what tools we like. That's why there's so many of them out there for us. But I think the Oliso iron is going to be just what I'm looking for. So let's go ahead and see what's in this box. And that is the quickest way to clear out the cats. I ordered my Oliso iron directly from the Oliso website. The UPS Big Brown Truck delivered it. I ordered it on a Saturday and I received it by the following Friday. So I think that's a really good time frame to receive something. Amazon has taught us that we can get things that day or the next day, but I think waiting a week for this is perfectly acceptable. So let's take it out of the box. If you've been with me for a while, you know my love of color. I love pinks and purples and aquas. I love the brighter colors, not the muted. You guys, there's colors for everything, right? We all love all the colors, but for me, I'm really a vibrant type of color. So I chose the Tula Pink Oliso iron. As soon as I saw this on Instagram, I knew if I was going to purchase an iron, it was going to be the Tula Pink version. Now, of course, you're paying a little bit more because it's a customized iron that has been designed by Tula Pink. So there's a little bit of an extra cost for it, but I thought it was worth it for the little extra things that are on this iron. From what I understand, this is designed after one of her fabric lines, so it has something to do with... You guys know I don't keep up on all the fabric lines. I see, oh, pretty colors, and that's what I go with. But I think she has a line that has something to do with under the water fish and all of that. Tula Pink loves bright colors and all of the different like animals and stuff like that. So they're calling this the fish iron, the do not feed the fish iron. The box itself is very colorful and it has all the fun stuff. So what I understand, this is her actual fabric like this. I like that the manual's right on the top. It's the first thing you see and it's telling you, hey, maybe you should read me. I did go ahead and read this. The box wasn't taped, so I peeked. So I did go ahead and read this, and normally I don't read the directions like this or the manuals, but I did find a lot of information in here that was very useful. I suggest reading this if you purchase this iron specifically and kind of perusing any manual that comes. There are some different tips in here about how to use the iron. One of the things that I did learn is several of you told me that you do not put distilled water in your iron, because I was saying, hey, there's a problem with the water, I'll just get distilled water. It says specifically in the manual, do not use distilled water. If your water is very hard, you can either get like spring water from Walmart, is what I plan on getting, drinking water type stuff, or you can mix half and half of the faucet water and whatever bottled water you happen to pick. I'm just going to go ahead and go straight on with the just having bottled water. I'll just put it underneath the bathroom cabinet or something so it'll be easy to get to. So we have the little watering cup here, which is nice. I know I will definitely be using this because, again, if you've been around, you know I have a little clumsy tendencies. So I have a little issue with my hands, so I'll need a little help filling things up. The manual does say you can fill it right from the sink, but I love the way they reminded you, if you're going to fill up your iron directly from the sink, please unplug it from the electrical outlet first. Very good idea. So you can already see all the fun colors. This is it right there. I'm good. I don't need anything else. But there's more. Just comparing the packaging of this iron from the Black & Decker, this one arrived safe and sound, and with the extra foam and stuff, it held the iron nice and in place. We have a very long cord, which is going to be very helpful. It's got a decent weight to it. If you are looking for an iron that's not heavy, this is not going to be the one for you. This iron is pretty heavy already, even without putting any of the water in. But you can see it has the little fishies on there. I've been telling my kids for the whole week now, the fish tank, there's fish on the tank of the iron. You got to see the fish on the tank on the iron. You know, the kids, they're all adults. They just roll their eyes at me. But I think it's kind of fun when we have a little extra novelty to our tools that we can use. It's going to make me smile. And hopefully when you guys see it in the video, little fun things will help you smile a little too. So it has a lot of nice colors along it. The feet that pop down, that's guessing what these are. These are pink also. You have your Tula pink branding on there, of course, with the Oliso brand. The cord being up at the top and swiveling around everywhere, that's going to be helpful for me because I can easily get tangled up into anything. So you have your little directions here, which is nice. I always try to remind people that if you see water in the tank, it's okay because every manufacturer that I've purchased an iron from says they test it first to make sure it doesn't leak. So you may see some little drops of water in there. I think I've only seen it a couple times. It usually dries up before it makes it to us. It does have the anti-scale system that I've been talking about nonstop for the past few weeks. That is one of the things I'm hoping will help keep all of the extra calcium junk from building up everywhere that's hard to clean out. Says tap water is okay. With hard water, use bottled water, but never distilled. Right on there, Robin, so you don't miss it. So you have all of the fun little colors here, and it has a really great sole plate. And what makes it even better is it says, please don't feed the fish. So this is supposed to have a really good non-stick sole plate that you want to be careful. It's diamond ceramic flow. So there you go. Here's the bits, the feet that come out here and they come out there. It has a really great point here to be getting into things. So if you're going to be doing something where you need to iron and get in there, you have a really good spot to push it in. I don't do that very often, but on the occasion that I do, it's nice to have that. So you have your different dials here to have turn it off for 0, synthetic, wool, silk, and then you have your linen and cotton for the steam. What I thought was nice is you have steam off and then you have 3 levels of steam on here so you can choose how much you want based on what you're working on. It does have the steam on the left. I really appreciate a left-sided steam button. I'm right-handed and having it on the left side. I had 4 irons on the left and 1 on the right. It drove me crazy. So it does have the spray button, so I'll be careful not to spray anything this time. So with the water fill on the side, that's going to be really nice because it has a nice little ramp here that goes down. So when you go ahead and you just pour the water in, well, I think a lot of the weight is partly from that cord. That cord's really long. So you pour the water in, it keeps you from spilling as much, which is greatly appreciated. Now for those of you that aren't familiar, the Oliso iron is the type that when you're not using it, you set it down like this. And it will raise up, so it will always be in this position. So you're not getting that extra wear on your wrist when you're doing this. So my wrist is really going to appreciate that. But you can also put it in this position if that's what you need to do. Oh, look, there's another little Tula pink spot there. What I'm going to love about this iron, besides finding all the little bits of fun there, like the water. I'm so careful, like I don't want to burn my hand on the bottom. It's not even plugged in. It's a good habit though. It has that little water drop on there, so you know this is where the water is going to go. I love those little things, and I notice them more and more as I use something. When your iron is in this position and it's up on its little legs, I'll go ahead and show you in another video as I'm actually using that. Today we're just going to unbox it, talk about the beauty of it. But if it's in this position, it's going to stay hot and on for 30 minutes. I've had 5-minute irons and 7-minute irons, so a 30-minute iron is going to be great, which also means you're not going to hear, hold on, I'm waiting for the iron to heat up, or the weird beeps where everyone thinks it's their iron, but it's mine. It also has the 30-minute shut off in this position. So depending on how you use it, it's going to be fine either way. It's going to stay nice and warm. So when you're sewing a few blocks and then you come over to iron it, your iron is going to be ready. But it does have the safety feature that if you knock it over by accident because you're clumsy Robin, it's going to shut off in 30 seconds, which is a really great feature. I did hear a few people say when you go to refill the water tank that you're supposed to unplug it and let it cool down a little bit, so you shouldn't refill it when your iron is very hot. That was something new that I'd never heard before. I don't know how accurate that is. Let me know down below in the comments if that's something you do or if that's a suggested rule that you have heard also. Would this be an Oliso unboxing if I didn't at least plug it in so that we can see the iron pop up? If you've seen the Black & Decker video, this is what I was talking about for the safety of the prongs, that most things with a plug like this have been coming with these plastic covers to keep the prongs from being squished in. So I think that is a great little feature, and I really appreciate that everything has been pretty much coming with this now. As soon as I plugged it in, the little feet popped out, and I think that's something that happens as soon as you take your hand off the iron. No matter what position it's in, they automatically pop out. I did read in the manual that it says when it is sitting in either position and your hand's not on it, the steam will stop so that you're not constantly having all of that hot steam all over the place. I have it already set to the linen and cotton because I remember I played with the dial before I plugged it in. So I put my hand on it and the little feet go away, and when I set it down, it rises right up. And when I put my hand on it, those feet should go back into the iron. There we go. And they pop back out. Grab the iron, set it down. Isn't that a neat little trick? I think it's a really great feature to make sure that if you set it down, you're not going to scorch whatever you're working on or your ironing surface. And again, the ability to just go like this, and when I'm done to set it down, it really is going to make a big difference on any of that repetitive issues. As a quilter, we do a lot of repetitive things, and if we're constantly going like this with the iron, you can feel, if you do it slowly, you can feel the strain and everything all the way through. And if you're going to be using both hands, and occasionally you need to use your non-dominant one, it's helpful to, again, not have to constantly be in like this. We want to keep doing our favorite things for as long as we possibly can. So let's make sure we do all the little things that we can do to help ourselves. Now I know this iron isn't for everybody. We all like different things. I feel like there's just so many features on this that it's something that is going to work to benefit me. As I mentioned, I've been thinking about this for a long time, and as I'm paying attention to how I'm ironing, I find myself constantly wanting to do this. And if you have the little silicone mats, which I do, they're just packed in storage. If you have those mats, it's easy to do that. But if you have an iron that's already going to do it for you, that's a great benefit. Again, I love the feature that it has the anti-calcium cartridges in there that's supposed to help keep everything from getting too gunked up. And there are cleaning directions inside the manual that explains how to clean it in case you get any of those little calcium buildup bits in there that sneak through. Because let's face it, no matter what we put into it, if you put water in the iron, you're going to have an issue. This iron has been improved over the years through different irons. There's always an improvement. And this model is supposed to be a really good one that doesn't leak as long as you follow the basic guidelines that they give you. So come on back in one of my next videos and we'll test this iron out and see how well it does when we're pressing fabrics. Thank you guys so much for always hanging out with me and checking out what I have going on. And remember, please don't feed the fish. Bye. Iron's a sailboat here. Didn't notice that right away. And then on this side, it's a submarine. And this little star here is going fishing down, and it's hooked the Tula emblem. I thought that was just so neat. There's always things you can see later on as you're looking at things.